Baggy Granny goes live. I didn't make you laugh that time. I'm going to have to change it.
I was in the middle of burping.
All right.
Capable.
Since the moon is in Ashwini today, let's go over the basics of Ashwini Nakshatra. Ashwini is now the first nakshatra. Its meaning is horses or owning horses. Its symbol is a horse's head. It has the power to reach things quickly. Its basis above is creatures to be healed, and its basis below is healing therapies. The desire of this nakshatra is the ability to hear well and not be deaf. And the deity are the Ashwini Kumaras, the horse-headed twins, who are often considered to be hybrid children in the sense that they're half celestial and half not celestial. There are different stories around their birth. They had an unusual birth at any rate, and they share one wife who is the daughter of the sun. They're the celestial doctors. They know everything about herbs and magical techniques of healing. They're kind of like these sexy twin god-type beings who roam around the universe, dropping into various places and creating mischief and or creating magical remedies. They're heroic and they like to rescue and heal heroes. In the mythology, they have to fight to be able to have their share of the Soma sacrifice, so there's a process to them getting included in the Soma sacrifice. Sometimes they're described as having a three-wheeled chariot and bringing the dawn. So one of the mythologies about how they come into being is when the sun's wife takes the form of a horse to avoid the sun, then the sun goes and takes the form of a stallion to track her down, and when he sees her, he ejaculates, and then him and his wife breathe on the ejaculate, and the Ashwini Kumaras bring forth. So this nakshatra also has lots to do with breathing, and people who are strongly influenced by Ashwini can either have breathing issues or be very involved in the techniques of pranayama or in using the breath for healing, and sometimes the former leads into the latter. The breathing problems make them very interested in the process of breathing, and the ability to accumulate prana from doing so. So Ashwini people tend to be very quick moving. They tend to have quick minds, and they can be so quick that they drop stitches in the process, so to speak. They can be so speedy that there becomes an inefficiency to it. Mistakes are made from leaping over things. Ashwini people tend to love travel and to love flying in particular. Amelia Earhart had strong placement in Ashwini. But even other vehicles that are fast, horse racing, car racing, fast cars, fast vehicles, that all becomes something Ashwini people tend to be very interested in. As well as healing, systems of healing, herbal systems of healing, magical systems of healing. Most Ashwini people learn a system of healing to one degree or another in their lifetime. So because of this theme of horses, all large quadrupeds factor in. Ashwini people often become owners of zoos or participate in some way with large four-footed animals. So ranchers, zookeepers, game wardens, all those types of things can be part of the Ashwini pursuit in life. They do have heroism as a very strong quality, so they often do heroic type deeds or go on different types of crusades. In an unstable person, that can amount to something that everyone else views as insane. They tend to be charismatic, as is the sun, their father, and so they tend to have a lot of personal charm and magnetism, and something about them tends to they tend to have unique qualities in their social presence and also often in their facial features that attracts the attention of other people. They can And perhaps because the Ashwini Kumaras are rarely named separately, there are naming issues. So Ashwini people often have nicknames and often love to give nicknames. So they their name and the process of naming things becomes a big factor for them. Along with the breathing thing, there can be nasal issues. Another story about the Ashwini Kumaras is that they at one point seduce a rishi's wife. He's very old, and then they feel sort of bad about it, so they restore him to youth. So there can be a theme of restoration or rejuvenation health-wise, and a theme of they can either be very respectful of elders or very disrespectful to elders, or both. And there tends to be something extraordinary or original about children, siblings, and their spouse. Because all of that is unusual for the Ashwini Kumaras, it can also be, those relationships tend to be unusual for Ashwini people. Let's think. Ashwini people. I mentioned Amelia Earhart. Let's see if any of these characters. Well, Stephen Bechdel has Mercury in Ashwini, but he's actually not Ashwini rising. Vladimir Nabokov is Ashwini rising, and we were just talking about him. So he did travel a lot in his lifetime. He loved butterflies, which are a creature that flies around. Spent a lot of time in nature. I don't know if he ever pursued alternative systems of healing. I don't know the details of his life that well. Let me think of someone else, Ashwini-wise.